Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. These days you can literally be an expert in any field with the help of AI. Like literally anything you want to learn, you can learn with AI, and you can achieve a decent level of expertise in any field with just having conversations with AI and telling it to teach you. I've only now started to realize that this is such a powerful thing, and it's never been anything like this in the past. Before, if you wanted to learn anything, you have to go through read books or learn it in school. And then with the rise of the internet, you can learn stuff through looking at articles, watching videos, or just things like that. But now with AI, you can learn pretty much anything really, really quickly because you have this personal assistant that knows literally everything, and it can summarize things for you. It can break down points very clearly for you. And I've just in the past week or two, I've learned a lot of new things to a degree of understanding like never before. For example, I've learned about just crypto and the blockchain. I've always watched videos in the past about this stuff, and I've always felt like I got it, understood, but it usually fades away because I never grasped that understanding. And the reason is because you can watch videos and watch and look at articles online about these topics, but then you always would have questions that maybe the YouTuber made this point that didn't really make sense to you because there's obviously a lot of jargon and a lot of very technical elements. But when you just call with AI or even just chat with AI, it's like having an expert in that field talk to you, and you can ask them any questions. You can tell them to break down anything that didn't make any sense or will cause some points of confusion. So it's so powerful. So within like the span of a 20-minute voice call with ChatGPT, I felt like I understood crypto and blockchain finally for the first time. And that felt really, really cool. And that was just one example. So it's YouTube videos. I've realized now that I tend to watch YouTube videos less, because the thing with if you're learning something via a YouTube video, like an educational content, it's, how would I say this? It's man-made. It's not optimized, and you don't have that luxury to chat with them about anything you're confused about. And the point with the benefit of a video is that it's entertaining. And so a lot of the times it's not obviously you're watching it because you're interested in that topic, but probably the main element that makes me watch educational content is because the content itself is interesting. They've framed the video or made the video in a very, 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 very enjoyable or very attention retaining way. So that's the benefit. But if you're actually trying to learn something, you're trying to learn something quickly, you're trying to learn about a new concept or a new field, then reading books or watching videos, podcasts is not the most optimized way. It's talking with AI, even better, voice calling with AI. And these days, AI voice, especially ChatGPT, I've tried ChatGPT, I've tried Claude, I've tried Grok, I've tried Gemini. I've used a premium plan for all of them. And so far, I feel like ChatGPT is the best. The voice is absolutely phenomenal. How human-like it is. It's actually crazy. Some of the subtle little laughs or little pauses is so crazy, and I can feel that week by week it's getting better. And now with ChatGPT, they have a advanced voice mode. I think it came out not very, very recent, but in the recent month. And the advanced voice mode, you on the Plus plan, which is $20 a month, you get 15 minutes every hour or every 2 hours, and it's so good. It feels like you're talking to a real person, and you can customize it. You can customize its personality, you can customize its tone, you can tell it to be like your friend, like a very knowledgeable friend, and you can steer its tone very, very conversational, because by default it likes to give very, very long dialogues and cover everything, but you can very easily customize it to feel like you're talking to a real person, which is really quite scary and very dystopian in a way. But it's nice. It's good to learn things quickly, and it's really, really powerful. There's been nothing like this in the past. So yeah, I would strongly encourage like trying this out. If you're curious, something that you want to learn about, like just call with AI. Even the standard voice, not the advanced voice, just the standard version, is still pretty good. It's not as human-like, but it's still really, really good. I'm not sure what's the limit for a free plan, but with the Plus plan, it's unlimited standard voice, which is really nice. And I've spent an average of 1 hour per day probably just voice calling with AI, and it's so good. And that's why these days there are so many young entrepreneurs who start software companies that is delivering a product for a specific field, maybe for like accountants or for recruitment. And before, like in the old days, they wouldn't have the expertise in that field, and it would take a long time to, you need the software skills, like you need to be able to know how to code and how to put together a software. But to deliver a useful product for someone in a certain niche, you also need the expertise in that field. But now with AI, someone can become pretty much an expert in any field within the span of a few months, because there is so many things you can do with AI and so much learning in a very short time period, which is so powerful. And yeah, so sometimes I'm very stressed because I feel like the opportunity is fleeting. I feel like if I don't act on something quickly, it's gonna go away and it's gonna be gone. But something that's really reassured me is that just knowing that the fact that I'm still really young, I have the drive and the mental space to continuously learn and pick up new things, new technology. And that's honestly probably the most important thing, the biggest advantage a young entrepreneur can have, because these days there are so many new tech. With one example is VO3. People using VO3 in e-commerce brands to drive tons of traffic engagement. And for me, sometimes it feels like it's normal. Everyone knows how to do this because I know how to do it. Everyone should, because right now, like, you should know this. But then you take a step back and realize that it's only realistically the young, the Gen Zs or even younger that knows how to do any of this. Like if you ask someone in their 40s, they don't know anything about this AI stuff, this VO3. Like you can generate a hyper-realistic video from just a text prompt that a human eye can't even tell that it's AI generated. It's crazy to them. But for us, it sounds pretty normal because we're very versed in this. We're very up to date with everything that comes out. So that is the biggest advantage. And that very reassures me because we're always at the frontier of technology and we can use that to our advantage. We can use, even with ChatGPT product image generation. Only the people who are doing drop shipping, really, the young people who run e-com brands are doing this. Like the old brands, the who are run by people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, they're not using this technology. So those things, more and more technology is going to come out, and it's going to be it's only going to get more and more powerful. And keeping up to date with them, knowing how to use them to your advantage, is quite frankly the most important skill that we have, and our biggest advantage compared to people who's already been in the game for decades. So yeah, even like these days, like VO3 videos on Reels, I see them all the time, and it's pretty funny. Like the comedy skits that VO3 generates, it's very outrageous, a lot of them. These are things you can't do with real people because you're gonna get way too much backlash. But it allows creative people to turn what they think, their funny skits, into a reality, and it's a really powerful tool. And yeah, we know how to use it, we can use that to our advantage, and we can keep improving on these new technology and be on the front of new releases. So that's a very important skill. And yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. Thanks for watching the video. See you guys in the next one.